Hello there, and welcome to another Atlassian Cloud Changes. This time it is for the period of January 22nd to January 29th to 2024. That's a mouthful. And so, as always, let's jump into the Atlassian Cloud Changes blog and check what's new this week. So, here we are now in the Atlassian Cloud Changes blog post. So, let's jump to the first entry that we have here. So, this one is now for Atlassian Administration. So what they are doing here is they are differentiating between sandbox and production environments for your bring your own key encryption. So what this one means then is that when an admin creates a sandbox for a product that is encrypted with bring your own key, then the sandbox will also have the same encryption. So by doing this, then the sandbox products will be labeled so that we can differentiate them from production environments. So you can make sure that you know which one are the production environments and which one are the sandboxes. So if you want to check this one out, then you go to admin@atlassian.com and you select your organization if you have more than one, and then you go to security and bring your own key encryption, and they will see then your sandboxes also. So this is great if you are using the bring your own key encryptions. And it's also make it a little bit easier to differentiate between the sandbox then and the production environment. So this is a very good change. Block public links with data security policies. I will just say yes. This absolutely, I wanted this one. So the way this one works is that if people are sharing Confluence pages or sets of pages, even if they don't even have Confluence, so basically you're sharing this one publicly with individuals. So this is very convenient, but it can also cause terrible things if you have people that are doing this without understanding the consequences. So for example, sharing a page with someone that should not have access to that page because you have financial secrets, or if you have technical secrets, any kind of secrets that you don't want outsiders to know, then this can be very bad. So what they are doing now is that you can protect them using data security policies. And so what you can do then is you can go into security. Then you go to your admin first, and you go to security and data security policies. And then you can have public links, and you can set policy rules on that one. So what you can do then is you don't allow existing or future public links, and then you will have secured your instance of Confluence. So you cannot actually accidentally share this one. And this one I absolutely love. My users will probably not like it so much, but it will save me and the security teams a lot of headaches from doing this one. So this one I'm going to dive into this week, and I'm going to check it out to see how this one works. And I think I will love it a lot. Excellent addition and very good from a security perspective. Let's see, Jira Software now gets custom name for story points, now showing in plans. And this one is for people that have then renamed the story points. And if you want to know how I feel about story points and the fact that they are pointless, let's see, where do we have it? Here, up there, you have a link to a video I made about that one. But if you have changed the way you actually call them, if you haven't changed the story points name, then it will now also show up in plans, which is a good thing. Next one, in know when you have new work suggestions. I'm a little bit confused about this one. What it does is similar to the one that we had last week, when if you have an incident or something that is wrong in your project, you could also get a notification about it. So what you do is you go to your Jira board and you click on, or you find the button next to your avatar. And if you notice a blue bubble there, then you have work suggestions available. And I would be very interested in knowing what does this work suggestion actually match against? How does it know that this is something for me? Because we don't have anything in Jira that indicates what kind of work an individual is designed or is doing. So for example, if I'm a designer, how does it know that this is a design task? And if I'm a front-end developer, how does it know that I'm a front-end developer? So I would very much like to know how this algorithm is done, because I love it, but it has to be tailored towards something that is on the user's profile. So if I am a designer, so if you look at other apps, for example, Big Picture, for example, they have this one. So you can actually set on individual users different capabilities, so to speak, that this person is capable of doing. And if you have a task, then you can click on a button and then it will find users that are related to that type of work and suggest users that are available. That is a very useful thing to have. And this one seems like it's more like there's something needed to be done and it's a task and you don't have that much to do, so now you can take it. I'm not against this one. I think it has potential, but it requires that you have more data about the individuals in the team, so you can actually do work suggestions towards their capabilities and the type of work that they should do. And it also requires you to actually have information on their availability. So it's very bad if you suggest, for example, that I should do a certain type of work, but I have 2 weeks vacation. So it will suggest that a task for me during that 2 weeks, but I'm not available. So yeah, it has potential, and I hope this is what we call an MVP, that they are just testing this one out, and that it will come then with more information or with better data to actually have these work suggestions done. On the other hand, do we need to be suggested what we should do for work? Isn't that what the team is for, to actually discuss? So I'm not sure if this one is very useful for a lot of people. For some, it will be very useful. For others, I'm not so sure about it. And I also think this one would have more use in Jira Service Management, where we can get suggestions on which tasks or which tickets we should pick up. If we, for example, have more data about an SLA, for example. So if we have a specific customer that is very important, and we have something that have a very high SLA, then I could get suggestions on that one instead. I think that would be very useful for this kind of AI-driven suggestions. But it is interesting. I'm not 100% against it. I'm not just sure that it is working the way I think it should, or how it will be make it useful, I guess. But it's there, and I'm going to absolutely check it out to see how it works. Confluence, we are now getting a send notification when changing content restrictions. So if you change the restriction on a page or a tree, I guess, so when you add a person or a group, again, I don't like groups. If you haven't seen my rant about it, see up there, check it out. But if you add someone to a page or to a page tree, then they will now get notified. So if you like to add more context to a notification, you can use the share button or copy the link and include it in the chat message or email. But by default, they will get a system notification from Confluence that says that you have been added to this Confluence page. I'm assuming it will be similar to when you have when you're added as a request participant, for example, in your service management. I like it. It's good because then it will save a little bit time also, but people will be notified when they have access or not. And speaking of not, it doesn't say here, but shouldn't they also get the notification if they are removed from a page? Just a thought. Next up, for Confluence, default data classification level gets migrated. So if you have a rule set up for data classification and then you in one instance and then you want to migrate it to another instance, it will then keep that data classification level. And data classification is currently only available through the Atlassian Information Security Beta program that they announced last year, if I'm not mistaken. And if you are not on it yet, then you need to get to check the roadmap to see when it will become available in generally. And I don't think that will be very long. because they have already had it for a couple of months now. So it should be soon that they roll it out, unless there's something I need to tweak for it. Then it could take a little bit longer. Next up, customize and display the child pages macro with enhanced control and ease. So they have updated then the child pages macro that you can use in Confluence. And so what they have done then is the new improved named an icon for instant discovery. So it's easier to find the macro, which is good. And then it will be a simpler, more intuitive configuration experience with separate basic and display config tabs. It doesn't really say anything to me. I have to check it out to see what it looks like. And then it will be clear in-product guidance on setting up and customizing this macro. I'm not really a fan of the child pages macro, or I rather think that it can be improved because right now it's very bland, and it would be nice to have not just a list of links, but maybe even having the option to present this one like blocks or something like that. Like we have if you click on pages, for example, then we will see all the pages as blocks or lists. So that one would be nice to have also, because I often want to have, for example, a section above the content then where I can display. These are further levels that you can go into this tree. So right now I do that manually, and it would be nice to have a macro to do it for you, so it dynamically will add it. But I will have to check this one out to see. I didn't have it in any of my instances right now, at least nothing that I could determine that it was new, because it doesn't say really what it is, but I'll check it out and see if this one could be a better implementation than what it used to be. Next up is a feature that is for Confluence Premium and Enterprise, so that is for better content management. So the area that used to be called bulk archived or bulk archive has been updated, and it's moved to space settings under manage content. So there are more table information and filters, and we are allowing space admins in Confluence Premium or Enterprise to assess the state of their content before applying actions. So this one is really good, because this way we can clean out or archive big chunks of the Confluence spaces at the same time. This could be good if you are preparing to move or migrate things, or also after you migrate things, if you see that this one needs to clean up a little bit. So you can do up to 500 items at the same time. So you can delete or archive 500 items. 500 items can be archived and 100 can be deleted at the same time, moving them into the trash bin. They also have a button that will filter inactive pages that don't have children and haven't been viewed updated comment in a specific time frame. So this one will allow you then to archive, for example, stale pages that hasn't been used in a very long time. And this one is kind of nice. And you can also select all content, and that includes whiteboards in your results. So that one is also good if you have been playing around with whiteboards and you now have basically lost access to them because of the changes that they now are implementing for whiteboards. And if you haven't seen that video yet, it's again, see, it's up there. I made a video for that one, so you can check it out. But this one is kind of nice. And so the way you do it is you go to space settings and you go to manage content and then manage content tree. And from there, then you can have all this functionality to bulk change, bulk archive and bulk delete things. And if you want to filter them, you go to manage content tree and then select inactive pages and then a time frame for you to actually filter through. So this one is nice, and I will absolutely check this one out to see how it looks. So that was it. We're back at the top again. These were all the changes that we had this week. So if you like this kind of content, then come back. I will have these every week. And until next time, I guess it's only a matter of saying I wish you have an awesome day and a great week.